Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Andrea Giraldo. Welcome to our second episode for Season 2 of Meetings of the Mind, brought to you by the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in partnership with BronxNet. This show was created in direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic as a way to highlight the work of our members and partners, as well to understand the resources they have to help our community in those difficult times. So we have with us today the Executive Director for the Regional Alliance for Small Contractors, Ms. Zenaida Rodriguez. She is the former Deputy Chief Diversity Officer for the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA, the Department of Diversity and Civil Rights, and played an instrumental role in developing and implementing key aspects of the MTA's disadvantaged, minority, and women-owned businesses programs. Some of the areas of responsibility include DBE certification programs, operation reporting, and MWDBE SDVOB community outreach. With a tenure of over 20 years with the MTA, Ms. Rodriguez was instrumental in bridging the gap between community projects and the MTA. Throughout her coordinated outreach efforts in the recruitment and development of qualified minority firms, the MTA maintained a high level of MWDBE participation. Ms. Rodriguez was also the manager of workforce diversity for Metro North Railroad and responsible for conducting training and promoting a diverse and inclusive workforce of qualified employees, while also providing consulting services to multiple department heads to address EEO-specific and employee-related matters. During her career, Ms. Rodriguez has received various awards, including the Caribbean American Chamber of Commerce Business and Community Award, APPLES Ingratitude Award through the Manhattan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, a recipient of the New York State Governor's Harriet Tubman Spirit Award. In 2006, she received the Dominican Times Magazine Latina Trendsetter Award. The African American Chamber of Commerce of Westchester and Rockland Counties Women's History Month Award, and she's also been the recipient of the 2007 Hispaniola Services International Women's Day Award, the 2008 New York State Assembly Puerto Rican Hispanic Legislative Task Force MWBE Leadership Award, the 2009 and 2010 Competitive Edge Conference Distinguished Service Award, the 2013 New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Diversity Award for Hispanic History Month, the Recognition Award for the Society of Indo-American Engineers and Architects, Power Women of the Year in 2017, and most recently, Mujeres Destacadas 2018 from El Diario La Prensa, 2022 Latin Impact Awards, the Women's Chamber of Commerce 2019 Women of Excellence Award, the 2022 Trailblazer Award from the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and the 2022 MTA's Recognition of Dedicated Service and Commitment. Welcome, Zenaida.
Oh my
That was some long titles and awards we had for you today. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so thrilled you came to join us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It is truly a pleasure to be here today.
Yes. So after all these accolades,
Wow.
we do want to learn what exactly is the Regional Alliance, which is your hub today, your new home.
Yes, so my new home, I'm transitioning into a nonprofit organization called the Regional Alliance for Small Contractors. And basically, it is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to empower the small businesses to gain access to contracting opportunities throughout New York State and New Jersey, the tri-state area, as a matter of fact. And we work on a lot of training programs, provide financing for these businesses, and basically turning all of the experience that I have had and sharing it with the minority business community so that we can continue to be part of the economic development.
Very good. Now, as far as the contracts go, are these government contracts? Are there private sector contracts? Are there subcontractors? How are people matched? Or what is the scope of the contracts?
So, various avenues, multiple opportunities for minority businesses in many areas, not just construction, but supplier diversity, local business developments. One of the things that we do at the Regional Alliance is to not just look at one scope of service, but to actually work with the agencies and try to understand what is it that they're looking for. And so we try to match and we try to train the small businesses on getting access to those opportunities.
you
Very
are-
difficult
Yeah.
situation if you don't understand the relationships.
Okay. So you're basically the bridge from the organization to
I would
the.
say so, yes, yes. Bridge, liaison.
Yes.
Yes.
A connector.
I'm a connector.
So you mentioned something that it's not only contractors, it can be startups. So could you share with our viewers who are your members or who approach you, aside from the organizations that are looking to bridge into this community?
Sure. We can very briefly get into the different processes, the different levels of businesses that there are, but for the most, there are opportunities throughout state agencies and corporations that are looking for those companies that are mom and pop shops also, that are painters, they're electricians, they're all types of suppliers. Right now we have projects that are looking for storefronts because we're working on a large project with the terminal airports and they're looking for storefronts.
Newark, LaGuardia, Kennedy.
Newark, and Terminal 1, Terminal 6 over at JFK. We have three
Wow.
major projects. And so there's we're finding not just the Regional Alliance, but all the other partnerships that are involved in these large projects, we're finding that there's a disconnect between the community that actually does the work and the projects that are available for them. So basically what the Regional Alliance is looking for, and our membership consists of, those that are looking to advance their businesses, whether you're a startup, whether you're a middle manager, or a small prime, which is someone who actually goes in and does all the work at a very small price. We look to take them to the next level and kind of walk them through the process to get access to contracts and these opportunities. I can't even begin to tell you the funding that is available for these types of businesses. We're looking at city funding, of which the mayor has increased his MWBE program, small business program, in order to open up opportunities to the small businesses. The governor has actually instituted certain regulations with different levels of agencies where billions of dollars are available on these types of opportunities for small businesses. It's a big number.
Yes.
And so what we try to do is cut it down to size based on the experience of the business itself.
So at what point does the funding happen? Like where does one have to be? So or if you could walk us through, like they call you up and what happens? They can become a member or?
The client calls us up and say, hey, guess what? We're looking to, we need, let's talk about aviation. Okay. We need someone to come in and we need a bunch of electricians, right? There's a proposal that's gone out and you go through a bidding process on some of the contracts depending on the dollar amount. And going through these bidding processes, you have to know how to bid. You know, you have to be a certain, you have to have a certain financial picture, you have to have a business plan, you have to have a marketing technique. And in doing so, we kind of walk you through the processes to ensure that you're able to bid on these types of projects. So that's one. Starter companies are a little different. Starter companies have to get a business plan, have to get finance. So that's another phase. And our membership consists on the size of the firm. It's not, you know, that we have corporate partners and we have small memberships.
Excellent. So there is another topic that I think we should discuss because I've seen you at this event. You're the leader for the competitive edge, and it's a very important event for those of you that are in this industry and you maybe have not heard of it. So I think it's important that we discuss it and so people can be aware of plenty of more resources that are out there.
Yes, yes. I have to say that to start, the Regional Alliance is just an organization out of many that are looking to do the same. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce does it also. And so the Competitive Edge is a platform for small businesses to come and learn about the different opportunities, the different training available, the different financing programs that are available to help them grow. The Competitive Edge Committee consists of, first and foremost, it's been around for over 29 years. So it's, you know, it's a pretty long-standing conference that has has provided results to some of the businesses. It's a conglomerate of city and state agencies that sit and plan a conference and discuss best practices on how we can help small businesses advance. And why would they do that? Because there is a mandate on the state, city, and federal side to ensure that there's a certain percentage of minority businesses in order for them to be able to get funding for these type of large projects, which is what some firms do not understand. There has to be a balance, and in order for these large contracts to go out, they have to have a certain number of businesses that can do the work.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that. So we'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more from Zenaida. Welcome back, Zenaida. Thank you. We appreciate you being here with us. So in my introduction, we mentioned a list of awards. Very well deserved, all of them. But I think it's important not only that we discuss your awards as a leader, especially from the Hispanic community and as a woman in the New York area, but what has helped you succeed personally as a woman, Latina, in a definitely male-dominated industry?
Oh, wow. That's the question. Several things. Let me just step back and say that this person that you see here was not that person a few years ago. Let me just say that. I was, I'm from Puerto Rican descent, hardworking parents, raised in the Bronx, wanted to hang out. As I was just telling you,
As all of
I
us
yes,
at a young
I remember
age.
hanging out at Lehman and not succeeding, so I had to get out. But I think the ambition to succeed, to see my parents work hard and try to get to the next level, um, the fact that throughout the years I became a single parent and I had, responsibilities that I had a responsibility to the community to make sure that we as Latinas are in the mix. I would call it a mix up in the corporate strategy, okay? And that being that there aren't too many Latinas in the industry. We are now at, I would say, I would say the feet of the pandemic. And during the pandemic, there has been an escalation of Latinas who have actually come out and started their own businesses because we were able to think and figure out, okay, so what's the other alternative? And I think that one of the positive attributes that Latinas have is that we do more than one thing. We're constantly mixing and moving. And so during some very difficult times, I took myself there and I had some challenges. And the challenges were that, with what I was doing at the MTA, what I was doing in the construction industry was a male dominated industry. And,
For sure.
it was a challenge,
Yeah.
but I think that being Latina and knowing that I had to raise two men and a daughter kind of gave me the strength to say, no, you're not going to do this to me, right? So again, I hung out at Lehman College, but I went back. I got my bachelor's while I was working full time. I got my master's while I was working full time. I trained several firms and I saw them succeed and they got contracts. And the strength of being able to do that, the success that you're bringing others with you as you struggle along is a fabulous thing. So I think that is my sense of leadership there. What I'm doing now with the Regional Alliance is I am actually giving back. And I'm giving back because I spent over 20-some plus years in the MTA, in the minority business. So I've seen it grow. I've seen a lot of businesses try to grow and not succeed. And so what I'm doing now with this organization is giving back by ensuring them that I know what the corporate strategy is that they need to understand in order to be successful. Hard work is important. Building relationships is mostly important because, everybody does business with who they feel comfortable with.
Now, would you attribute these to your success as a leader, director within an organization? To set yourself apart, because there are plenty of people out there, and there could be the next Zenaida out there listening to you. So what qualities should people be striving for today, aside from being on their phone or whatnot, that maybe is something that you would definitely part with saying, do this, or...
So I am humbled by all the awards, but the awards does not get you that contract. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
What I feel, what my passion is that if I see you grow, I'm growing. I don't have a business. I help you run a business. There are a lot of Latina women out there now. There are a lot of college students that are trying to figure out what to do. What do they call them? Gen 5s, Gen 5, Gen X. They have all kinds of acronyms
Yes.
right now. But when I asked, and I mentioned this to you, when I asked my granddaughter, so what does that mean? What does that mean that you're putting yourself in a category? And she says, I don't know. They tell me that I'm Gen 5. Okay, so Take yourself out of that as a business. Take yourself out of that and think about what is it that you want to do. We, and Andrea, I was thinking about this too on the way over here because I was thinking about this question. And we always look to have somebody care for us and love us, right? But we can't do that unless we grow within ourselves and love ourselves first. So whatever we choose to do, let's do it for ourselves first, and everything else will come. So in business, when you feel confident, when you have the education, when you have the knowledge of building a business, ask questions. Don't be afraid to get a no for an answer, because all of that is about growing up and knowing who you are within yourself. I'm
So
sure you
that-
would agree.
And you would agree that is applicable to not only as a business owner, but as an executive professional, right? Within
Yes.
a corporation that is looking to climb the ladder and get to the top and break that glass ceiling. Have you noticed a shift within that industry that the Regional Alliance caters to for having more inclusivity, or newer business owners being women who would want to go into this industry?
So I see a shift on the business women, but I don't see a shift with internal corporate strategy. We just don't look, and maybe has something to do with the generation, picking and choosing where they're at this point. But we don't have the executives that are trying to sit at the top and make the decisions when it comes to the minority business programs. We have a shortage.
So minorities are not deciding what minorities need.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How do we correct this? How do we empower women to move along in this industry?
Well, one of the things that I am looking to do at the Regional Alliance is to create a mentorship program that is going to include succession planning. So that mentorship program is going to have the ambitious women, okay, that are looking to grow, okay, and there has to be a matchmaking with those agency heads and those agency staff that are looking to retire. And I'm trying to create a program with MTA and DASNY and School Construction Authority, because there are a lot of institutional knowledge
Yes.
walking out the door. And this is the time to kind of create a program with our new leadership coming in, so that we can continue not just to personally increase the corporate strategy and the executive leadership, but also to continue these types of programs that are available for for the minority business community.
So this mentorship program, how would, and you mentioned that you're working on it. So just to be clear, it's not yet out there.
Right.
Hopefully
Yes.
soon, because it sounds very exciting for
Yes.
sure. What is the vision for this? Is it college age, new junior people within corporate? Or could you elaborate a little bit more?
So yes, I can. So I'm looking for college aid. I think that college aid interns can actually. That's when you start thinking, well, what am I going to do? I know I have to get a degree, okay, at some point. But what am I looking to do? Is it business development? Is it corporate law? What is it that I'm looking to do? And what am I going to do with it when I graduate? And I think that's where the disconnect is at, that they don't know where they can possibly fit with possibly a corporate law or a civil justice degree. I'm actually exercising that with the organization now as I bring
Oh,
in
how
the
interesting.
new generation, and I'm recruiting those that have been in college before or gotten their degree and kind of come in to help with the organization, and it's working.
So you already have mentors at your office?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did this recently start? Are you in your first group, your second?
So I have to say that I've been with the Regional Alliance for about a year.
Okay.
And the Regional Alliance has been around for over 30 years. It has been through its transition, and it took a hard hit during the pandemic.
Of course.
Yes.
It's like
and
many businesses.
Yes, many businesses. And so I have taken over the organization, and I'm reimagining it to ensure that we bring back our generation and our MWBE program at the same time.
I mean, we could sit here for hours and hours and talk with Zenaida, who is so interesting. Definitely has been around with all the big organizations the city has. So we thank you for joining us here on Meetings of the Minds today. We definitely appreciate that you and your friends from the Regional Alliance of Small Contractors are doing. It's very valuable. You bring lots of not only personal impact, but economic impact, which brings prosperity, which is very important. Where can our viewers go to find out more or get involved?
Our website is regional-alliance.org. On the regionalalliance.org, you can also find additional information regarding our training programs and also the Competitive Edge. The Competitive Edge will be held July 16th and 17th. The Service Awards is going to be held at the Hard Rock Hotel on 48th Street, and the business conference itself at Chelsea Piers. We welcome you to please attend. Come visit us.
Can anyone attend? Very important to know.
Yes, anyone can attend.
Oh, very good.
Anyone can attend.
Okay.
If you're looking to start and get contracts through these agencies that are involved with the conference.
So not necessarily members only event, which is
Right.
great. So unfortunately, that is all the time we have today. I want to thank our guest, Zenaida Rodriguez, again from
Thank
the
you so
Regional
much.
Alliance
Thank you
for
very much
coming
for
in
having me.
today, and our viewers for tuning in, and check us out at BronxNet TV. If you are not yet a member of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, you can visit us as www.hispanicchamber.nyc. You can also engage with us on LinkedIn at the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce or Facebook as well. I'll see you next time for another episode of Meetings of the Minds in partnership with BronxNet. Ciao, ciao.